What if I told you there are places in the world that don't seem to belong to Earth? Landscapes so surreal they confuse the eyes. Ancient cities hidden among mountains. Islands with waters in an almost impossible shade of blue. And natural formations that defy any logical explanation. Today, you're about to embark on a journey through 35 incredible destinations that look like they came from another planet. And the most impressive part, every single one of them is real. But stay until the end, because some of these places become more and more unbelievable as the list goes on. Now tell me, are you ready to step out of reality for a few minutes? Then come with me. Hidden among reddish stone mountains, in the middle of the Jordanian desert, there is a city that looks like it was created by a civilization lost in time. This is Petra. Known as the Rose City, Petra was carved directly into the rock over 2,000 years ago by the Nabateans, a people far ahead of their time. But what truly makes this place impressive isn't just its history, it's the way it reveals itself. To reach its most famous point, the treasury, you must pass through a narrow gorge called the Siak. And then, suddenly, as if in a movie scene, the massive facade appears before your eyes. And it's no exaggeration. Petra has been the setting for productions like Indiana Jones, which only reinforces the feeling of being inside an adventure. But the most intriguing part is that only a small portion of the city has been explored so far. The rest still lies hidden beneath the desert of Ramal, a real place that feels like a secret kept by the earth itself. In northeastern Brazil, there is a place that defies all logic, a desert where it rains. A lot. This is the setting of Lençóis Maranhenses. At first glance, you see only white dunes stretching as far as the eye can reach. But between these dunes, something unexpected happens. During the rainy season, hundreds of crystal-clear lagoons form, creating a surreal contrast between the white sand and intense shades of blue and green. And the most impressive part, these lagoons are not permanent. They appear, reach their peak, and then completely disappear over time, as if the place is constantly transforming. Walking there feels like crossing a landscape from another planet, where each dune reveals a new scene, different from the last. Lençóis Maranhenses aren't just beautiful, they are unique in the world. A reminder that nature still holds surprises capable of leaving us speechless. At the top of a hill, surrounded by mountains and forests, there is a castle that looks like it came straight out of a fairy tale. This is Neuschwanstein. Built in the 19th century by King Ludwig II of Bavaria, the castle was not designed as a fortress, but as a personal retreat, almost like a dream turned into reality. Every detail was meant to impress, from the elegant towers to the interiors inspired by legends and operas. And maybe you've seen this place before without realizing it. Neuschwanstein served as the inspiration for the Disney castle, the classic image we associate with magical stories since childhood. But what makes this place even more special is the surrounding scenery. In winter, it's covered in snow, looking like a painting. In summer, the Green Mountains create a cinematic contrast. More than a castle, Neuschwanstein is proof that sometimes reality can be just as magical as imagination. There is a place in the world where the sky fills with balloons at sunrise, and the ground looks sculpted by forces from another planet. This place is Cappadocia. Located in Turkey, this region is famous for its unique rock formations known as fairy chimneys. Formed over thousands of years by wind and erosion, they give the landscape an almost surreal look. But what truly transforms the experience is the moment the sun begins to rise. Suddenly, dozens, sometimes hundreds of colorful balloons slowly lift into the sky, filling it in a nearly hypnotic way. And that's not all. Cappadocia also hides entire underground cities, built centuries ago to shelter populations during times of invasion. It's a place where you can explore what lies above the clouds and also what's hidden beneath the earth. A destination that blends beauty, history, and an atmosphere that feels magical from beginning to end.
In the middle of the Peruvian desert lies one of humanity's greatest mysteries: gigantic drawings that can only be seen from the sky. These are the Nazca Lines. Spread across a vast area, these figures were created over 2,000 years ago and depict animals, geometric shapes, and even human figures. Some stretch for hundreds of meters, far too large to be understood from the ground. And that's where the mystery begins. How did an ancient civilization manage to create such precise designs without being able to see them from above? To this day, no one has a definitive answer. Some theories suggest religious rituals, others point to astronomical maps, and there are those who believe in even more mysterious explanations. The fact is, even with all modern technology, the Nazca Lines remain one of history's greatest puzzles, a place that amazes not only for what it reveals, but especially for what it still hides.
Imagine a place where the ocean seems to hold every possible shade of blue, and where marine life is among the richest on the planet. That place exists, and it's called Raja Ampat. Located in Indonesia, this archipelago is made up of hundreds of islands scattered across crystal-clear waters. From above, the landscape looks almost unreal. Small green formations emerging from a transparent ocean, creating a scene that feels more like a painting. But the real spectacle lies beneath the surface. Raja Ampat is home to one of the world's greatest marine biodiversities, with vibrant coral reefs and thousands of different species of fish and sea creatures. And the most incredible part? Many of these places are still virtually untouched, far from mass tourism. It's like discovering a piece of the planet that has remained preserved in time, a destination that isn't just beautiful, it's one of the last great natural paradises on Earth.
On the edge of the Adriatic Sea, surrounded by imposing walls and bathed in crystal-clear waters, there is a city that seems frozen in time: Dubrovnik. Known as the Pearl of the Adriatic, this medieval city makes a striking impression at first sight. Its light stone buildings, narrow streets, and orange rooftops create a setting that feels straight out of a historical film. And speaking of films, Dubrovnik gained even more fame by serving as a filming location for Game of Thrones, representing the iconic city of King's Landing. Walking along its walls feels like stepping directly into that universe. But long before that, Dubrovnik was already a powerful city, with a history marked by trade, diplomacy, and resilience over the centuries. From the top of the walls, the view is simply unforgettable. The contrast between the deep blue sea and the warm tones of the buildings creates an almost perfect landscape. Dubrovnik is not just a city, it's a direct journey into the past, with one of the most cinematic settings in Europe.
In the middle of the Nevada desert, there is a formation so colorful and unusual that many people think it's fake, but it's completely real. This is Phi Geyser. Unlike natural geysers, this one emerged by accident after drilling operations carried out decades ago. Over time, mineral-rich hot water began to rise, forming structures that gradually grew.
The result? A kind of living sculpture, with vibrant colors ranging from red to green thanks to heat-loving algae. And what's most impressive, it keeps changing. Each year, new layers form, constantly altering its appearance. The water never stops flowing, creating a landscape that feels more like another planet than Earth. Geyser is proof that sometimes, even accidents, can create something truly extraordinary.
In the heart of China lies a place where the water seems to change color with every step. This is Jiuzhaigou Valley. This natural park is famous for its intensely colored lakes, ranging from turquoise blue to emerald green and even golden hues. And the most fascinating part, the water is so crystal clear that in some areas you can see the bottom with astonishing clarity, even at great depths. But it's not just the lakes that stand out. The valley is also filled with cascading waterfalls, dense forests, and mountains that completely transform with the seasons. In autumn, for example, the landscape becomes an explosion of colors, with red, yellow, and orange leaves reflected in the water. It's the kind of place that feels hand-painted, so perfect it seems unreal. Jiuzhaigou is not just a beautiful landscape, it's a visual experience that challenges your sense of reality.
On the banks of the Nile River, there is a place where history breathes through every stone, the Luxor Temple. Built over 3,000 years ago, this monumental complex was constructed during the height of ancient Egypt with contributions from great pharaohs like Ramses II. Right at the entrance, massive statues and towering columns already reveal the power and grandeur of that civilization. But what makes Luxor even more impressive is its atmosphere. Walking among its carved columns and ancient hieroglyphs, it's impossible not to imagine what life was like in that era. And when night falls, the temple is illuminated in a special way that completely transforms the scene, making it feel even more imposing and almost mystical. Luxor is not just a tourist attraction, it's a true portal into one of the most fascinating civilizations in history, a place where the past is still alive, enduring through thousands of years.
Waters in almost unreal shades of blue, massive cliffs rising from the sea, and beaches that feel untouched. This is the setting of the Phi Phi Islands. Located in Thailand, these islands gained worldwide fame for their breathtaking beauty, and it's easy to see why. The contrast between the intense green of the rock formations and the crystal-clear sea creates a truly mesmerizing landscape. One of the most famous spots is Maya Bay, which became known after appearing in the film The Beach. Since then, it has become a true symbol of tropical paradise. But even with all this fame, there are still quieter areas where the silence is broken only by the sound of the sea and the wind. It's the kind of place where time seems to slow down, where every view looks like a postcard. The Phi Phi Islands aren't just beautiful, they represent that perfect idea of paradise that many people believe exists only in dreams. Dominating the city's skyline from the top of a rocky hill, there stands a castle that carries centuries of history and a few mysteries as well. This is Edinburgh Castle. Built on an ancient extinct volcano, the castle occupies a strategic position that was once essential for the defense of the region. Over the centuries, it has served as a fortress, a royal residence, and even a prison. But beyond its historical importance, the site is also surrounded by legends. Many believe the castle is one of the most haunted in Europe, with reports of unexplained sounds and apparitions over the years. From the top, the view of the city of Edinburgh is stunning, a blend of medieval architecture and modern life. Walking through its corridors feels like stepping back in time, sensing the weight of history in every stone. Edinburgh Castle is not just a monument, it's a living symbol of one of the most remarkable cultures in the world. In the middle of a vast desert, where nothing but sand stretches to the horizon, an oasis appears, surrounded by palm trees and massive dunes. This place is Huacachina. Located in Peru, this small village was built around a natural lagoon, creating a striking contrast with the arid landscape around it. It feels like a hidden refuge in the middle of nowhere. But what makes Huacachina even more special are its dunes, some of the largest in South America. And it's here that one of the most thrilling experiences takes place: high-speed buggy rides, racing up and down the sandhills like a natural roller coaster. And when the sun begins to set, the entire scene transforms. The sky turns shades of orange and gold, reflecting on the lagoon and turning everything into an almost cinematic landscape. Huacachina is one of those places that seem improbable, yet it exists, surprising everyone who makes it there. Suspended between mountains, hundreds of meters above the ground, there is a bridge that seems to defy gravity. This is the Langkawi Sky Bridge. Located in Malaysia, this curved structure impresses not only because of its height, but also due to its unique design. Unlike traditional bridges, it is supported by a single pillar, creating the illusion that it is floating in midair. Getting there is already part of the experience, with a cable car ride that climbs through the mountains, revealing panoramic views of the tropical forest and the surrounding sea. But everything changes the moment you step onto the bridge. The feeling of being suspended over the void with a 360-degree view is both fascinating and challenging. In some sections, the floor is made of glass, allowing you to look straight down into the abyss beneath your feet. The Sky Bridge is not just a tourist attraction, it's an experience that combines adrenaline, scenery, and a completely different perspective of the world from above. Among ancient ruins and columns that have withstood the test of time, there lies a city that was once one of the most important in the ancient world. This is Ephesus. Located in Turkey, this city was, for centuries, a major center of commerce, culture, and religion. Walking along its stone streets feels like stepping straight back into the era of the Roman Empire. One of its most impressive landmarks is the Library of Celsus, a grand structure that, even partially reconstructed, still conveys the full magnificence of the architecture of its time. But Ephesus holds far more than beauty. It was also home to the Temple of Artemis, considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Today, what remains are fragments, but fragments that tell the stories of an advanced civilization, full of life and knowledge. Ephesus is not just a collection of ruins. It's one of those places where the past feels closer than ever to the present. In one of the most peaceful settings on Earth, there is a lake that looks like it was painted in an impossible color. This is Lake Tekapo. Located in New Zealand, it is known for its intense turquoise blue color, created by fine rock particles carried by glaciers. This effect produces such a vibrant tone that it often looks almost artificial. But Tekapo's beauty doesn't end during the day. When night falls, the place transforms into one of the best spots in the world for stargazing. The region is part of an international dark sky reserve, meaning there is virtually no light pollution. The result is a breathtaking spectacle, with the Milky Way visible to the naked eye in all its glory. And in the middle of this landscape, a small lakeside church completes the scene, making everything feel even more special. Lake Tekapo is the kind of place that brings calm while still leaving you in awe of its natural perfection.
Imagine monasteries built on top of giant stone pillars, as if they were floating in the sky. This is the landscape of Meteora. Located in Greece, this group of monasteries was built centuries ago by monks seeking total isolation, both spiritual and physical, and they truly achieved it. The structures sit atop breathtaking rock formations, some rising over 400 meters high. In the past, access was only possible by ropes and baskets, making the place even more unreachable. Today, stairways carved into the rock allow visitors to reach them, but the feeling remains the same, being in a place unlike any other. Beyond the incredible architecture, the view from above is simply indescribable. A sea of mountains and valleys stretches to the horizon, creating an almost surreal landscape. Meteora is not just a tourist destination, it's a place where faith, engineering, and nature come together in a way found nowhere else on Earth.
Spread across a landscape that seems endless, there are more than 1,000 perfectly rounded hills, known as the Chocolate Hills. Located in the Philippines, these natural formations are unique in the world. For most of the year, they are covered in green vegetation. But during the dry season, everything changes. The grass turns brown, giving rise to their curious name, as if they were giant drops of chocolate scattered across the land. What's even more intriguing is the uniformity of these hills. They all share very similar shapes, creating an almost artificial pattern, as if it had been carefully designed. To this day, their exact formation still sparks debate among scientists. Some theories point to the erosion of limestone formations over thousands of years, while others drift into the realm of local legends. Seen from above, the landscape is simply mesmerizing. The Chocolate Hills are one of those places that may seem simple at first glance, but the more you look, the more astonishing they become.
On one side, ancient ruins filled with history. On the other, a striking turquoise blue sea. This unique contrast defines Tulum. Located on the coast of Mexico, Tulum was one of the last cities built by the Maya and held a privileged strategic position overlooking the Caribbean Sea. Unlike many other ruins, what makes Tulum special is precisely this location. The stone structures, built atop cliffs, create a setting that blends history and nature in an almost perfect way. The most famous temple, known as El Castillo, was used as a lookout point and even as a guide for ancient navigators. Walking there feels like witnessing the meeting of two worlds, an ancient civilization and one of the most beautiful natural settings on the planet. Tulum is not just an archaeological site, it's one of the few places where the past and paradise coexist on the same horizon.
In southern Italy, surrounded by deep blue waters and towering cliffs, there is an island that has enchanted travelers for centuries. This is Capri. Famous for its natural beauty and sophisticated atmosphere, Capri blends stunning landscapes with a unique charm. One of its greatest highlights is the Blue Grotto, a cave where sunlight enters in such a perfect way that it turns the water into an almost magical blue glow. But that's not all. The island is filled with breathtaking viewpoints, narrow streets, and elegant buildings that seem frozen in time. As you walk through Capri, you notice that everything moves at a different pace, slower, more contemplative. And when you look out at the horizon, with the sea stretching as far as the eye can see, you understand why this place has become one of the most desired destinations in the world. Capri is not just an island, it's an experience that blends nature, history, and a beauty that feels timeless.
With a name that's almost impossible to pronounce, this place holds one of the most breathtaking landscapes in Iceland, Fjaðrárgljúfur Canyon. Formed over thousands of years by the forces of water and ice, this canyon winds through the land with steep walls covered in vibrant green, creating a striking contrast with the river flowing below. From above, its shape looks almost hand-drawn, with smooth curves cutting through the terrain in a perfectly irregular way. And what's most fascinating is the sense of scale. As you walk along the trails, you feel small in the face of its vastness. This landscape gained even more attention after appearing in a Justin Bieber music video, helping reveal this natural gem to the world. But even with its fame, Fjaðrárgljúfur still feels like one of those untouched, almost secret places, a piece of nature in its purest and most impressive form. By the edge of the bay, with a design that has become one of the most recognizable in the world, stands one of the most iconic buildings of modern architecture, the Sydney Opera House. Inaugurated in 1973, this structure is impressive even from a distance. Its white sails, as many describe them, create a unique silhouette that seems to shift depending on the light of the day. But behind its beauty lies an intriguing story. The project was considered too bold for its time, faced numerous challenges during construction, and ultimately became one of the most remarkable works of the 20th century. Today, beyond being one of Australia's main cultural centers, it hosts world-class performances in music, theater, and opera. And even for those who don't step inside, simply observing the building from different angles is an experience in itself. The Sydney Opera House is not just a building, it's a symbol of creativity, innovation, and the human ability to turn ideas into reality.
In southern Iceland, there is a waterfall as powerful as it is breathtaking. This is Skogafoss. With a drop of about 60 meters and a width that creates a perfect curtain of water, this waterfall stands out not only for its strength, but for its near-perfect symmetry. And the detail that makes it even more special lies at its base. On sunny days, the mist created by the falling water forms constant rainbows, as if they were part of the landscape itself. There is also a local legend that says an ancient treasure is hidden behind the waterfall, left by one of the region's earliest settlers. To this day, no one has found it, but the story lives on. For those willing to climb, a staircase beside the fall leads to the top, revealing a completely different and equally stunning view. Skogafoss is not just a waterfall, it's a spectacle of nature in constant motion, where power and beauty exist in perfect harmony.
In the middle of an arid landscape, with earthen buildings that seem to blend into the desert itself, there is a city that has remained almost unchanged for centuries, Aït Benhaddou. Located in Morocco, this ancient Ksar, a type of fortified village, was once an important stop for caravans crossing the Sahara, carrying goods between Africa and the Mediterranean. Its structures, made of earth and straw, create a unique visual identity, with tones that shift throughout the day depending on the sunlight. At sunset, The entire place takes on a striking golden glow, as if it were shining. And you may have seen this setting before. Aït Benhaddou has been used as a filming location for several movies and series, including Gladiator and Game of Thrones. Walking through its narrow streets feels like stepping back in time, into a place where architecture and history remain almost untouched. Aït Benhaddou is not just a city, it's a living portrait of a past that still endures in the present.
In the heart of the Caribbean, there is a group of islands so well preserved that it feels like time simply forgot to pass there. This is Tobago Cays. Formed by small islands surrounded by exceptionally clear waters, this place is known for its tranquility and nearly untouched beauty. Unlike more tourist-heavy destinations, there are no large buildings or crowds here, just nature in its purest state. The water is so transparent that you can easily see the bottom, even in deeper areas. And while swimming, it's not uncommon to encounter sea turtles gliding calmly beside you. Silence is another highlight. Without the usual noise of cities or large resorts, the dominant sounds are the ocean and the wind. It's the kind of place that naturally slows you down, as if the outside world simply fades away. Tobago Cays is not just a destination, it's an experience of complete connection with nature.
In Japan, there is a castle that seems to have been designed with near-perfect precision. This is Himeji Castle. Known as the White Heron Castle, it earned this name due to its bright color and elegant shape, resembling a bird about to take flight. Unlike many castles around the world, Himeji has never been destroyed by wars or natural disasters, making it one of the best preserved examples of traditional Japanese architecture. But behind its delicate appearance lies a highly strategic defensive structure. Its internal pathways were designed like a true labyrinth, meant to confuse potential invaders. During spring, the scene becomes even more breathtaking with cherry blossoms surrounding the castle, creating an almost perfect visual composition. Himeji Castle is not just a historical structure, it's a work of art that has endured for centuries while preserving its beauty and authenticity.
In northern Australia, there is a forest so ancient that it already existed during the time of the dinosaurs. This is the Daintree. Considered one of the oldest tropical rainforests on the planet, it is over 180 million years old, meaning it predates even the Amazon. Walking through it feels like stepping into a primordial world where nature remains largely untouched. Giant trees, exotic plants, and extraordinary biodiversity make this place a true natural sanctuary. And it's not just the plants that stand out. The Daintree is home to rare and unique animals, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. Another incredible feature is where the forest meets the sea. Within just a few steps, you can go from dense greenery to wild beaches, creating a striking contrast. The Daintree is not just a forest, it's a journey back in time, to an Earth long before human presence. By the sea, set against a cold and dramatic landscape, there is a building that seems to change color at every moment. This is the Harpa Concert Hall. Located in Iceland, this cultural center stands out for its unique design. Its facade is made up of hundreds of geometric glass panels, inspired by the country's natural basalt formations. During the day, the building reflects the sky and the ocean, creating constantly shifting tones. But at night, it truly transforms. Illuminated from within, Harpa glows with vibrant colors, like a living work of art. Beyond its striking appearance, the venue hosts important concerts and cultural events, making it one of Iceland's modern symbols. It's the kind of structure that doesn't try to compete with the surrounding nature, but instead interacts with it. Harpa Concert Hall is not just a building, it's a meeting point of architecture, light, and landscape.
In southern Thailand, there is a region where nature seems to have gone above and beyond in beauty. This is Krabi. The national park is home to some of the country's most stunning landscapes, with massive limestone formations dramatically rising from the sea, creating a unique and unforgettable view. The waters are calm, crystal clear, and shift between shades of green and blue, while small islands and hidden beaches appear between the cliffs, many accessible only by boat. But Krabi is not just about the sea. The region also features dense forests, hiking trails, and even natural hot spring pools, offering a wide variety of experiences in one place. It's the kind of destination where every angle reveals a new landscape, always surprising. Krabi is not just beautiful, it's one of those places that feels designed to impress at every moment.
In the heart of Spain, hidden among mountains, there is a town that seems completely frozen in time. This is Albarracín. With its earth-toned houses, narrow streets, and buildings that seem to fit into one another, the town creates a unique and incredibly charming setting. Everything preserves a well-maintained medieval aesthetic, from the walls that surround the town to the smallest details in doors and windows. Walking through Albarracín feels like getting lost on purpose. Every turn reveals a new perspective, a new angle, always with that old-world atmosphere that makes you forget about the modern world outside. And what's most intriguing is that, despite being considered one of the most beautiful towns in Spain, it is still not as explored as other tourist destinations. Albarracín is not just a town, it's an intimate experience with the past, in a place where time seems to slow down. In Iceland, there is one of the largest glaciers in Europe and one of the most breathtaking landscapes on the planet, Vatnajökull. This Vishal ice cap stretches across such a vast area that it seems endless. But what truly makes this place special is hidden within it. During winter, ice caves form beneath the glacier, creating natural tunnels with deep blue, almost transparent walls. Light passes through the ice in a unique way, giving the entire space a surreal glow. And the most fascinating part? These caves change every year. Some disappear, while others form in new locations, making each visit a completely unique experience. On top of that, the glacier covers active volcanoes, a striking contrast where fire and ice coexist in the same place. Vatnajökull is not just a landscape, it's a force of nature in constant transformation, a reminder of how the planet can be both beautiful and powerful at the same time.
In Japan, there is a park where the scenery completely changes color throughout the year. This is Hitachi Seaside Park. This place became famous for its hills covered with millions of flowers that transform the landscape into a true visual spectacle. In spring, blue flowers called Nemophila blanket the ground, creating a blue sea that seems to merge with the sky. In autumn, the highlight shifts to kochia bushes, which turn from green to a vibrant red, creating a striking contrast. What makes it even more special is the sense of immersion. It's not just about looking at the landscape, it's about walking through it,
surrounded by colors on all sides. Each season offers a completely different experience, as if the park reinvents itself several times a year. Hitachi Seaside Park is not just a garden, it's a natural spectacle that shows how simple colors can create something extraordinary. Near the coast of Mexico, there is an island where the sea displays one of the most stunning shades of blue in the Caribbean. This is Isla Mujeres. Known for its calm and crystal-clear waters, the island is a true refuge for those seeking tranquility. Unlike more crowded destinations, the pace here is different, slower, lighter. One of its most famous spots is Playa Norte, considered one of the most beautiful beaches in the region. The water is shallow, warm, and almost wave-free, creating the perfect setting to relax. But Isla Mujeres also has its intriguing side. The name Island of Women comes from ancient female statues found in the area, linked to the Mayan goddess Ixchel. Beyond the beaches, there are viewpoints, charming little streets, and perfect spots to watch the sunset. Isla Mujeres is not just a tropical destination. It's the kind of place that invites you to simply enjoy the moment. In the middle of Thailand's green waters, there is an island that became world famous for a curious reason: cinema. Known as James Bond Island, this small rock formation earned its name after appearing in the film The Man with the Golden Gun. What immediately stands out is its shape, a tall, narrow rock that seems to rise vertically from the sea, almost defying balance. Around it, the scenery is made up of calm waters and other equally striking rock formations, creating a setting worthy of a movie, quite literally. Over time, the place has become one of the most visited spots in the region, attracting curious travelers eager to see this iconic landscape up close. But even with all its fame, the feeling remains special. Being there is like stepping into an action scene, only in real life. James Bond Island shows how nature sometimes creates landscapes that feel made for the cinema. To close this journey, a destination that seems to bring together a little of everything we've seen so far, this is Bali. Located in Indonesia, the island is known for its unique blend of natural landscapes, vibrant culture, and spirituality. Here you'll find paradise-like beaches, perfectly sculpted terraced rice fields, and temples that seem to float between mountains and lakes. But what truly makes Bali special is its atmosphere. There's a different energy in the air, something that blends tranquility with intensity, tradition with modernity. The temples, scattered across the island, reveal a culture deeply connected to nature and spirituality. Meanwhile, the landscapes, always lush and alive, create scenes that feel designed to slow you down. It's the kind of place that isn't just visited, it's felt. Bali is not just a final destination, it's the perfect ending to a journey through the most incredible places in the world. A reminder that our planet still holds experiences far beyond what we can imagine. So, which of these places impressed you the most? The world is much bigger, more diverse, and more surprising than we often realize. And this was just a small glimpse of everything out there. From landscapes that look like another planet to cities filled with history, each destination on this list shows how reality can be even more incredible than imagination. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these places would you put at the top of your list? And is there any other destination that should appear in a future video? If you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next journeys. And drop a comment below. Where are you watching this video from? See you at the next destination.